Next item, 14.4.1, deals with the Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority curbside collection options. The motion that the City of Victor Harbor undertakes community consultation on the following curbside collection options. Do you want me to read them out? No, I think everyone understands them. Someone like to move that way? Thank you. Councillor Dutton, thank you. Second, and Councillor Jenkins, thank you. Open for discussion. Yes, Councillor Glasbrook.
I will speak against this motion and I acknowledge that I represent the Council and the Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority Board. Over the last 3 years, the Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority has undertaken considerable community engagement across our region, including webpage, local media, survey and feedback forms, public forums, and provided information at local markets and shows. Another round of public consultation is, in my opinion, unnecessary, will provide little or no new information, will cost around $5,000 and many hours of staff time. In 2012, the Waste Authority conducted bin audits across our region. These audits showed that a staggering 55% of the contents of residents' general waste bin consisted of potentially recyclable materials. The Waste Authority recognised the potential to encourage diversion from landfill by altering the bin collection schedule. Following the endorsement of the Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority Board and with approval of each mainland council, the Waste Authority undertook a public consultation process on the proposal of fortnightly collection of all waste streams. In 2013, again with the support of constituent councils, a trial of fortnightly collection was conducted comprising of 630 dwellings across the boundary of Alexandrina and City of Victor Harbor, which included permanent and holiday residential properties. The pilot identified issues as well as solutions to these issues, but the altered bin collection schedule did achieve a diversion of waste from landfill, particularly with permanent residents. At the completion of the trial, a comprehensive evaluation process was undertaken by Waste Authority staff to identify concerns raised by trial participants. In 2014, the Waste Authority engaged Kerbside Environmental Solutions to undertake another bin audit. As with the 2012 audit, Kerbside identified that up to 65% of valuable resources are still being sent to landfill. This level of landfill is unsustainable, and as a community, I believe we need to be more environmentally sustainable. In regard to the lessons learnt from the trial period and community feedback, I'd like to run through the recommended changes to the waste collection policy and hardship policy that are proposed to be implemented when fortnightly collection commences. General waste bins will be collected weekly during the 6-week summer school holiday period. Residential dwellings with 5 or more people will be entitled to one additional 140 litre waste bin at no charge. Residential households with 1 or 2 residents using nappies will be entitled to one additional 140 litre general waste bin at no charge. Households with 3 or more residents using nappies will be entitled to 2 additional 140 litre waste bins at no charge. Residential households with special medical needs that produce medical waste will be entitled to one additional 140 litre waste bin at no charge. Households which meet any 2 of the above criteria may apply for 2 additional 140 litre waste bins at no charge. It is proposed that the additional mobile bins granted under the hardship policy will be provided to residents at no cost for the first 12-month period. A seasonal additional bin service will be introduced to help holiday homes, which may accommodate a large number of people. For just $65, an additional bin will be collected on the usual collection day between the 1st of November and the 28th of February. Alternatively, for $150, an additional bin will be collected on the usual collection day all year. This service is available for all waste streams and provides a very economical option for those holiday home businesses. A 50% subsidy of the cost of mobile bins has been proposed to assist residents who don't currently have 3 bins required for the first 12-month period. It is proposed to introduce a 50% subsidy on composting equipment, such as compost bins and worm farms. This will encourage households to compost their food waste and assist rural areas who don't receive curbside green waste collections. Residents who participate in education or attend information sessions with the Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority field officers will receive a kitchen caddy and roll of compostable bags for free. Alternatively, a 50% subsidy will be provided if purchased from Council and Fleurieu Regional Waste officers. The increase of collection of green waste will allow residents to dispose of food scraps, including bones, fat, meat, fish and animal manure, in their green bin. To facilitate the introduction of fortnightly collections, the Waste Authority has proposed to employ a full-time project manager to ensure consistent communication with the general public. 2.5 full-time equivalent field education officers will also be needed to undertake the education program. These positions will be over a period of approximately 12 months. It is also worth noting that after the initial implementation period, option 2, which is fortnight collection of all waste streams, can be provided to residents at a similar cost to that already paid by Council, and over time this could lead to cost savings as the price of landfill continues to rise. As you can see, the Waste Authority has undertaken a considerable amount of research and consultation over the past 3 years. This valuable community input has provided the information required to develop a proposal that considers the identified issues associated with fortnightly waste collection. Now is the time for us to make a decision one way or the other, not return to the beginning and start again. It is essential for us to give the Waste Authority adequate time to implement their plans and policies to achieve a smooth transaction to fortnightly waste collection. If this motion is lost, I foreshadow that I will move an alternative motion that will encourage a sustainable future for our community's waste streams. In summary, I believe that after considering a considerable process already undertaken over the past 3 years by the Waste Authority, another round of public consultation is unnecessary. The high level of waste to landfill is unsustainable and not environmentally friendly. The Waste Authority have developed policies that should overcome identified issues and public concerns. If option 2 is accepted, there will be little or no long-term increase in the cost of waste collection above CPI, and there will therefore reduce the pressure on future rate increases. Sorry I had to speak so quick, but I only had 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. And I apologise to elected members for letting him go with 5 minutes, but he's done a lot of work in preparation for his say, and I certainly believe that he deserves that chance to have his complete say. Yes, Councillor Charles.
Yeah, that's extremely comprehensive. There's no doubt whatsoever about that. And surely, being the specialist in surveys, I can see that if we put back another $5,000 into a survey, we're just going to get the same percentage of people who don't reply. It's just going to be a complete waste in actual fact. We have to take the bull by the horns right now and follow along with, I believe, our Alexandrina brothers, sisters, whatever, and complete the deal and get it done.
Thank you. Yes, Councillor Tigran.
Yes, I'm of the same opinion. I believe that we've been elected to make decisions, and I think this is a very comprehensive report that Councillor Glasbrook's given us, and the provision of extra bins for people is going to make it easier for them to cope with this situation, and I believe we have to make a decision.
Thank you. Any other comments? Yes, Councillor Jenkins.
Look, I think that, I personally agree that we need to have fortnightly collection of waste rather than the weekly collection, and I do think that this is a very good idea. However, I know that some of the feedback in relation to the bin changes at Alexandrina Council was that they found that this happened very quickly. They didn't know very much about it, and they felt that they hadn't actually been consulted because the consultation period was some years ago. I don't think it's fair on our residents to all of a sudden implement these changes without giving them some say in how they're going to be done, or actually educating them about why and what those issues are. So if we were to adopt this without public consultation, I think that there would be some flack, and I do think we do need to have some public consultation about the options, and perhaps not about all the different options, but about the option that we think is the best one to go forward, because the previous surveys looked at all the various options that were there, and may not have provided the alternatives to, if there were nappies or if people had medical waste. So I think we need to just focus on the option that people are interested, or that we're thinking of putting forward, like option 2, and then giving people information about the wastes, the extra bins that can be provided if needed. So I think that we do need to have some consultation with this, and not just impose this on the community.
Thank you. Any other comments? If I may have permission to have a comment from the elected members. I'd just like to point out that the last community consultation, there was 80% of our community against change. And the same was with Alexandrina Council. So I believe, my personal belief is we should be going back to community consultation to see if they have been educated as claimed, and give them the opportunity to decide for themselves which way they want to go with their waste collection. Thank you. Any other comments? No other comments? Councillor Dutton, did you have a final comment?
I'll just agree with, I agree that we do need to go out to community consultation again. I feel it has been since 2012 when the last survey was done, and I believe we need to give our residents like Councillor Jenkins said, the options, and just limit the options to what, the current level or the fortnightly collections, just to the 2, and with the options of the benefits of the fortnightly collection of general waste as opposed to what we have now. So I would support this.
Thank you. No other comments? All those in favour? Those against? The motion is lost. Thank you. Councillor Glasbrook, yes?
Well, I'd like to move an alternative motion, if I could, please.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
That Council endorse the fortnightly collection of general waste, recyclables and green waste, as described in the agenda as option 2, as the Kerbside Waste Collection Service to be implemented in line with the Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority fortnightly Kerbside collection in 2016.
Okay, what I might do is call for a short break while this gets checked over, and I need to visit the men, so thank you. Thank you. We'll resume the meeting. Councillor Glasbrook and our CEO have discussed his motion. And just double check with Councillor Glasbrook, you're happy with the motion that's up there?
Yes, if it's the same as what we have. Yes, I'm happy with that, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Worship, I'm happy to second that, but I think we need to add to it that all residents are fully informed of the bin allocations available if extra bins are needed.
Councillor Glasbrook, will you be happy for that alteration, wherever that may fit in?
Yes, I would be happy with that, because that is part of the process that Waste Authority has planned. They have a very significant education program, and that would be part of that.
Thank you. Just be patient. We'll make sure we get the wording correct. Is that like the addition you wanted, Councillor Tegwin and Councillor Glasbrook? Are you happy with that addition? Thank you. Everybody understand the motion that's before us? All those in favour? Sorry? I thought we'd spoken to it. No? I'll call for any comments. Yes, Councillor Jenkins.
I'm actually, even though I agree personally that we should have fortnightly collection of general waste rather than the weekly, I'm actually going to vote against it, because I really do think that we need greater public consultation with our ratepayers prior to actually going on this step. So for that reason, I'm going to vote against it.
Thank you. Councillor Charles, yeah?
It's 2016-17, so there will be plenty of conversation and advertising by the Fleurieu Regional Waste, we're told. And if they hold up their end of the bargain and actually do what they say they're going to do, it sounds like it's all inclusive. There's plenty of checks and balances, and it's just a matter of them doing the right thing. Can we somehow be certain and modify and monitor the Fleurieu Waste publicity campaign? That's the only thing that I feel, because there's a second body of handling this thing on our behalf. We need to know that they're going to do the right thing and let people truly know. But it looks like they've got it covered, according to what Councillor Glasbrook has outlined in that very lengthy rendition.
Thank you. Just a comment from our CEO.
Yes, thanks, Your Worship. I was just going to state that Councillor Glasbrook and Director Sanford are both our representatives on the board of Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority, and I'm sure that they'll make sure that the program as provided by Fleurieu Regional Waste is implemented and rolled out, including the engagement of those community education people. So they might want to comment on that, but I think our interests are assured.
Thank you. Yes, Councillor Glasbrook. Just a comment on that question.
Just a comment on this question. I'm just reading here from the fortnightly Kerbside collection implementation program, which has been prepared by the Fleurieu Regional Waste Authority. And it states here that the project manager will commence 6 months prior to the start of fortnightly collections. So that project manager's job is to start the education process and informing the public.
Thank you. Yes, Councillor Dutton.
I too will be voting against this, as I do feel that it's our residents, our ratepayers' rights that they have another say, or that's why I wanted to go out to a public consultation. So I'll be voting against this motion.
Thank you. Yes, Councillor Schofield.
I'll be voting against the motion on the same grounds as Councillor Jenkins and Councillor Dutton.
Thank you. Any other discussion? No further discussion. I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? And those against? That motion's carried.
I'd like to call a division, Your Worship, please.
Thank you. Councillor Dutton's called division. All those in favour, please stand. Yeah. Just for the record, voting in favour is Councillor Glasbrook, Councillor Charles, Councillor Andrews, Councillor Marshall and Councillor Chigwidden. Those against are Councillor Jenkins, Councillor Dutton, Councillor Schofield and Councillor Hales. Thank you.